So I've been struggling to write a fiction novel for quite a few years now. And if this ever gets done, it's a very positive, life-affirming story with some really important things to say. There have been stops, stalls, rewrites, long periods of inactivity, second guessing, and all the difficulties that go with trying to become a first-time novelist. And a character that I recently conceived for this novel is Benji Blair. And Benji is a very good character, very good person, very likable. The mental image that came to mind when I first started working on Benji Blair was Rupert Grint, the extremely famous child actor who starred as Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films. And so that was the person who came to mind as sort of a basis of this character. And I started to do a little bit of research in Rupert, and I was not disappointed. I was actually quite pleased with the information that I turned up on Rupert Grint. There were a couple of articles that I went to. One of them was Why Hollywood Won't Cast Rupert Grint Anymore, and there was a link to an article with The Sun that was supposed to be a negative article, but I didn't find much negative information at all. I was quite pleased with old Rupert, what I found out about him. I really liked most of what I found out. Rupert Alexander Lloyd Grint. He was born August 24th, 1988. He's about 5'8" tall, which is just about right for this character. He, of course, played Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter films, one of the most loved film franchises of all time. And if you play a major character in Harry Potter, how are you ever going to top that? It really was the pinnacle for a lot of actors, including Grint, Daniel Radcliffe, and Emma Watson. And in discussing why Hollywood doesn't want to cast Rupert Grint, one of the things they say is that he's had issues separating himself from Ron Weasley, that he cannot leave the character of Ron Weasley behind. And why would you want to? It's an amazing, great character. It's going to be the pinnacle of his career. Rupert Grint will always be Ron Weasley. Ron Weasley will always be Rupert Grint. He acknowledges this. And I very much like the fact that Rupert seems to realize that Ron Weasley is in fact the pinnacle of his career. He likes the character. He was a fan of the franchise, the books, when he was cast to play the character of Ron Weasley. And he talks about how when it got to the very end, the Deathly Hallows movie, how very emotional it was for him and Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, because they had spent 10 years growing up on the set of the Harry Potter films, which were, of course, blockbusters and immensely popular to this day. They are shown regularly on the NBC Universal networks. You often have these marathons over the weekend and other days, and fans all over the world just tune in to watch the awesome threesome, Radcliffe, Watson, and Grint, and just a tremendously popular child actor. But I came across these articles. One of them was Why Hollywood Won't Cast Rupert Grint Anymore, and that had a link to an article in The Sun. And I was hoping that I wasn't going to find a bunch of salacious, negative information, and I really didn't. They gave some reasons why Grint doesn't get a lot of work in Hollywood anymore, but I find nothing at all wrong with those reasons. Some of the reasons are, well, as I said, he doesn't want to leave Ron Weasley behind. And of course, why would you? Why would you? If you played Harry Potter, if you played Ron Weasley or Emma Watson or any number of those other characters, why would you want to leave that behind? It is the pinnacle. He has a close relationship with the character, and I think that's a very positive thing. The awesome threesome will always be those Harry Potter characters, and that is going to be the pinnacle for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. Who wouldn't want that? He is criticized because he took it easy between the Harry Potter films. He didn't go around seeking a lot of other work, And really, why would you? Because he was making a tremendous amount of money. You know, in the United States, we have this work obsession that doesn't seem to have much to do with the basic goal of making money and securing your future. We in America tend to have this idea of working just for the sake of work, just to have something to do, which is really kind of ridiculous when you think about it. So it makes perfect sense to me that he would sort of taken it easy during those Harry Potter films. He likes his privacy. He keeps his personal life private, and that includes his relationship with his rumored girlfriend, Georgia Groom. I say good for him. That's a very good thing to maintain your privacy. I very much believe in that. It is a lot easier than people think it is. You actually can't hide a lot of information. There's all this discussion about we don't have any privacy anymore, and actually we do. I can promise you that. But he likes his privacy. He doesn't want to be under the microscope all the time, and he's managed to maintain his privacy. And some people in Hollywood don't like that. I personally love it. I think that's the way to live. I mean, there are a reason that a lot of people who, and I don't know if he's an introvert or an extrovert, but a lot of introverts do gravitate toward performing arts because there's a separation between the personal life and the public life. And the public life, you're playing a different person, a lot of times for people who don't even know you, usually for people who don't even know you. And that's a very enjoyable thing, but you also want to maintain that private life, and he does, and that's a very good thing. Now, there have been discussions that he is a bit of a party animal. And, you know, the question has been asked, does he have a partying problem? And the criticism is that he's been seen clubbing in Vegas with scantily clad women and hanging out at music festivals. What the hell is wrong with that? Is that something that stars don't do? As far as I know, it's things that a lot of stars do. I see nothing wrong in that statement. He admits when it comes to drinking that he's a bit of a lightweight, and that indicates to me that he's probably not drinking too much on a regular basis. So I see no problem at all with that. He is involved with real estate. He has a real estate business in Hertfordshire, England, where he apparently is from, and he owns some income-producing properties there. And that's a very good thing. The money keeps rolling in because of that real estate, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I see no problem at all with that. He's involved in charity work. Rupert Grint, along with Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe, are very active in supporting a number of charities, especially in the United Kingdom. So he does some good work there. He's interested in animation. Apparently he's a very good animator, and he wants to do animation work possibly in the future. Nothing wrong with that. He likes England. He has no intention of moving permanently to the United States because he likes home. He likes England. Again, I say, what is the problem with that? There should be no problem at all. He's tended to gravitate more toward stage work. And there's nothing wrong with that either. That seems to have undercut some opportunities in Hollywood, but there is nothing at all wrong with that. He kind of does his own thing his own way. Now here's an insight into Rupert Grint's character. Apparently when he was growing up, he had this idea that he wanted to be an ice cream man. And he had this vision of riding around in his ice cream truck and seeing kids in need of ice cream and pulling over and dishing it out for free. And, you know, what a nice thing. And apparently his first car was an old ice cream truck. That seems like a pretty nice guy to me. It's been said of Rupert Grint that he is a casual guy who doesn't go around blowing his trumpet like others in Hollywood. And I really like that. You know, egocentrism personally doesn't go down with me. And he's just very casual about it, apparently. He doesn't go around blowing his own horn all the time, and apparently that has been a bit of a problem. Now, he's had some other projects. He was starred in a movie called Driving Lessons, which I saw, and he was very good in that. And he also has starred in the Snatch television series, the Crackle television series known as Snatch. And I've now seen about 14 or 16 episodes of that. And it's not normally the kind of thing that I would be interested in because it's a dark comedy, and I'm not normally into dark comedies. It's a dark crime comedy. But he plays the role of Charlie Cavendish Scott, and he is a member of the Hill Gang. And he actually is involved in some very strong comedic scenes in that series, and he's just very, very good. As far as I'm concerned, he makes that series, and I look forward to seeing how that second season ended. Now, Snatch is on hiatus, apparently, right now. It hasn't been decided whether or not Snatch is going to get a third season. If it does, I'll probably watch, because I really like what Rupert Grint has done in that TV series. And as I said, it's not the kind of thing I'd normally be attracted to, but he actually makes that series. So in my research, my limited investigations as far as what I've been able to turn out, I find Rupert Grint to be a very positive character. He's a very good character to base this character Benji Blair on. I was not disappointed in Rupert with anything that I read about him. You know, it seems that apparently he doesn't get a lot of Hollywood work for these silly, ridiculous reasons of not being egocentric, of liking England, of maintaining his privacy, which is a very good thing to do, and his charity work, and the fact that he's involved in a real estate business, and he has expressed that he's very content with the way things are because he's a very wealthy person. And he has this side real estate business. And he had an enormous income from the Harry Potter films. And apparently he doesn't feel this need to run around like some crazy person seeking every work opportunity that there is, because he's a very wealthy person and he's very content with that. So I think that using Rupert Grint as sort of a model for this character is a very good idea, a very good thing. Apparently my intuition was right. I really liked what I read about Rupert Grint. I hope to see more of him on the screen, perhaps on TV series or something similar. I think he's a very good, very gifted, very talented actor. There have been insinuations that he's kind of lost because there have been some failed projects, and incidentally he's an executive producer on Snatch, and that seems to be more a matter of the right opportunities just not coming along. If you're going to be an actor, the part really needs to be right, and you really need to be able to make it your own, and it seems that there has been kind of a desert as far as getting those types of opportunities, but he's very good in Snatch, and I'll be watching those last 4 episodes here pretty soon. Rupert Grint comes across as a thoroughly nice guy, exactly the kind of guy that I'd like to base a character on. And I wasn't disappointed with anything that I've found out about him. He's a very positive person, a very good person to base a character on, and I like what he's done with his life. I like that he's maintained that privacy. I like that he's got the real estate business. Just a very, very good character. So, Rupert Grint, very good character, very good model to base a character on. And so there you have it, my assessment on one of the most famous child actors in the world, Rupert Grint, and it is indeed positive. Have a very good day.